Hey guys, I'm live on YouTube one more time. And like last time, I'm going to be pinning your comments. So please start talking to me about the BBC series that is now showing on Netflix in India at least. It's called A Suitable Boy. I am called Sucharita Tyagi. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do, because I am making a lot of free content right now. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and then come, let's talk about A Suitable Boy. Everybody, good evening. aa to gayi yaar main. Here I am. Okay, so A Suitable Boy is, it came with so many expectations. और परेशान है लोग थोड़ा. मैं particularly बहुत परेशान because I just really wanted to love this series so much. I was rooting for it and I wanted to love it, and I went into this series with the mindset thinking I am going to just enjoy the hell out of this show. पर ये ना हो पाई. अगर आपके पास कोई विचार हैं about A Suitable Boy, please start commenting, and I am going to start pinning them right here. So this is the BBC website that I am screen sharing here right now. We're going to be talking about Suitable Boy episode by episode. That's not true, Spandan. There's lots of honest reviews out there of the show. Lots of people who are saying exactly how they felt about it. Yeah, no, I know, Mahmood. I agree with you entirely. Pokhraj enjoyed the show. I'm glad you did. You know, the idea here is to not enjoy things. The idea here is to have a honest conversation about it, because ये review नहीं कर रही हूँ मैं. Oh, look at this. I made a coronavirus on my head. Okay, so सबसे पहले episode के बारे में बात करते हैं. And obviously, we are going to have to talk about this while we're talking about the very first episode of A Suitable Boy. It weirdly sounded like a stage play. ऐसा लग रहा था कि आप performance देख रहे हैं, and you don't want to feel that way when you're watching. At least I don't want to feel that way when I'm watching something or anything. I really want to immerse in it, and I want the complete experience, and I don't want to feel like I'm watching a stage play where the actors are projecting their voice so that it reaches the last member of the audience. Yeah, I agree with this, Apurv. It could have worked better if there were more episodes. 1400 pages was too much material. Each character could have been fleshed out in much detail. I agree, because it is a very fat book, right? It's a very thick book, and I don't know what made them decide to just compress it into 6 episodes. I think that was one of the reasons that the screenplay of each episode felt like just too much was stuffed into it. Okay, so let's talk about the accents. Let's talk about the way that the people are talking in English. I do not mind that at all. In fact, that does not bother me that their English sounds jarring to your ear. It's supposed to sound jarring to your ear because it's a long time ago, and our English is a lot more hybrid of the British English that we're taught in school and the American English that we watch in television and cinema right now. So our English is different, and their English used to be different. If you listen to speeches of that era, of that time in early 50s, they all sound different. It's just, it felt disingenuine to hear them talk only in English. Then it takes you away from the experience, because if you read up about the era, the elites, of course, everybody talked in English, but there was also a lot of use of Urdu, a lot of use of Hindi, and it felt that I don't know, it began to feel real when suddenly Saeeda Begum would start talking in Urdu, or Mahesh Kapoor would start talking in Hindi, and that's when it felt like, all right, now they're being real people having real conversations. Let's see, what are the other... Yeah, see, Mahmood, sure, you're saying that you wish that they didn't keep breaking into Hindi, and I'm saying that maybe they should have just kept it in Hindi or in Urdu, because the English felt disingenuous. It felt like there was a performance being put on for people who don't understand Hindi or Urdu, and maybe that's what happened as well. Maybe the show is not made for a Hindi/Urdu speaking audience. It's made for an English speaking audience. Who knows? But that kind of annoys a little bit. When you see the characters are agitated or upset, they start talking in Hindi and Urdu, and you don't really know when they're going to shuffle between the languages, and that kind of got annoying a little bit. All right, so the first episode, you realize what an excellent casting job this show has done. Mira Nair and her team have put together just amazing actors for all these parts, especially Ishaan Khatter. He is so good as Maan. He's the perfect cast. I think that they found the best guy to play that role. He's the right amount of cheeky, he's the right kind of age, he's got the right look, he's got the right body language, the right mannerisms, and with every performance, and I'm entirely ignoring Khali Pili right now, He just seems to be showing what he's capable of. So I think Ishaan Khatter is amazing. Tabu can do anything. There is not one role that Tabu cannot accomplish. Um, Manoj Pava looked out of place. He didn't look out of place. The look was exactly right. They did not utilize that character enough. Rajaji's character just comes and goes. You establish him as the solid adversary in the beginning and you don't give him any closure. So he doesn't look out of place. I think they just did not utilize him well enough. Trying to touch every bit of topic during those times, but it didn't go in detail, make more. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a very fat book, and to compress it into 6 episodes was, I think, the big mistake that happened here. Here, if you check out this sweatshirt. I'm wearing a Jana Chomu sweatshirt. If you guys want it, you can get it later. Tanya Maniktala is the find of the season. She's absolutely adorable, and she, as Lata, is impeccable. She gets the confused slash flirtatious slash aspirational slash traditional mix of personalities into her, because she is a very confused character. She doesn't know which direction that she wants to focus her energies in. And I think Tanya Maniktala was just amazing, splendid. And it is because of her charm and because of her smile and because of her attitude, I stuck with the show. So full props to her, full props to her. The first episode felt a little too cluttered. The character introductions were too heavy. There were too many people and I just couldn't keep track of what was going on in the first episode. But it's fine. I usually don't judge a series by the first episode because this kind of stuff usually tends to happen, and that's why it is a series. You need to give it time and you need to let it grow on you a little bit. And also, is Maan like there's something clinically wrong with him? He pushes the home minister in the fountain, and obviously his dad is pissed, and he can see his dad is pissed and he doesn't really care. Let's take some comments now. I love that they didn't glorify Saeeda's occupation. She was sexually assaulted multiple times. I really like that she wasn't limited to ghazals and poetry because she's a tawaif. I mean, it's because it's Tabu. A huge part of that is because she's such a fine, refined actor. She can do these things really, really well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the second episode of the series, and Parth, we're going to come to your point in a little bit. Yeah, Supratim, I agree. I think Tanya Maniktala was just the find of the season. Okay, so the second episode, is this an insight into a newly freed India? I think it is. Because again, for anyone who's confused, I'm sharing the BBC official website here in the screen. So I'm just hoping that BBC doesn't give me a copyright strike later when this video is up on YouTube. Shahana Goswami is a great performer, but WTF. Like, it's a great character, but it was just so caricaturish and it was so loud and just jarring, just constantly jarring without a second layer of humanity to that character. It was just that one level of like greed, vamp, loud, promiscuous, just this level of like bad person. I mean, I'm supposed to feel a little something for the character, right? But all I felt was like, oh my God, can we not have scenes with Minxie? Let's see. Amitav says, with the top class director, writer, and fabulous cast, all very good technicalities, blessed with the original writer himself supervising, what do you think could have gone wrong? I mean, it's for everyone to see, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah. And also another thing that happens in the second episode is that they jump from city to city way too much. So it's like a lot of stuff compressed into very little time. I don't know when they're in Calcutta. I don't know when they're in Brahmpur. I do not know when they're in Delhi, when they're in Lucknow. There's just so much movement. It kept taking me away from the fun that I could have had with the show. Let's see. What else? Apna face cam more than 40% kar do, koi strike nahi dega. It's transformed. Thank you, Supratim. Shukriya. हाँ ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, transformative content तो है ही. Mia is saying I think they could have made the show for like 8 to 10 episodes, explored the Chatterjees, Meenakshi and Billy's affair, which are thoroughly scandalized by in the book. LOL. Yeah, we're going to come to that in a little bit. आते हैं उस पे आते हैं अभी ना, क्योंकि हम बहुत फास्ट कर रहे हैं, because मेरे पास ज्यादा इंसाइट है नहीं इस शो के बारे में देने के लिए. Frankly, Episode 3, we're talking about Lata, and I really need her to get a grip. I understand that this is a girl who's confused and she doesn't know what she wants, but she seems like she's falling for everyone. She's meeting every single person she meets, she falls for. So I'm like, listen, sister, you are amazing, and just get a grip, maybe a little bit. I want to root for Lata, but it feels like she's not rooting for herself a little bit. All right, so the set design really begins to impress you at this point, right? Because in the beginning, you're just kind of keeping track on who's who, familiarizing yourself with the characters and the locations and the geography of it all. But here, I felt like the set design, how expansive and how impressive and how wonderful it was, that really came forth. The clothes, right? The background music, the sitar tones that you hear constantly, the cinematography, the colors of the show. So basically, here in episode third, I really kind of realized that the art, all right, the art of this show is just on point. It's perfect. It's I think the best technicians that could have been put together to make the show look the way it did, and that was what made me a little more sad, because you can clearly tell the amount of effort that has gone into making this show. So that's why I said I went into this show biased. I was entirely biased. I went into this show thinking that, oh, this is it, I'm gonna love it, I want to love it, and I want to root for it, and then alas. So you can see the effort, you can see the hard work that's gone into creating the Havelis and the costumes, and the look, the makeup, and everything, and it just doesn't come together. Sarthak says that Lata is a really weird character. She's literally so confused and confusing. Did she not want to marry in the first place? But she's like, let me check out what my mom's got. Yeah, no, that's the thing, right? I mean, it's the early 50s, and I'm assuming that's really all the agency that women were allowed back then. Calcutta set design was good and not the characters. Okay, that's Pokraj. Daniel Urchik says, hello. Hi, Daniel. How's it going in the USA? Are we going to get a new president or what? All right. And need I remind you that another amazing thing is Ishaan Khatter, who just really grows on you by the episode third, because these are really long episodes, and you really get to know all the characters by the third episode. Also, what happened to his shadi? Wasn't his shadi fixed with a girl in Banaras? Who's that girl? I would have liked to know. If anybody's read the book, does it say? I haven't read the book, but does it say who the girl is जिसके साथ उनकी शादी set करी थी? Let's see. What are the other questions? Suraj says, does Lata make suitable choice in the end by going for Harish, aka Cobbler? What was he? What he was being referred to? We'll come to it. Yeah, aa rahe hum last episode, but we're still on episode 3 right now. So here, because you're involved, you begin to see the differences in the families. All right, so this is the Calcutta family, this is the political family, this is Lata's family. All right, so now ye kiska bhai hai aur ye kiski behan hai. For somebody who's not read the book, it's really difficult to follow. And also you see a lot of stage characters in this series, and a lot of these actors, stage actors, and a lot of these actors I saw in Mira Nair's stage production of the musical production of Monsoon Wedding. I went to a trial show last year, and Mansi Multani is in there. She plays the girl who gets Harish introduced to the family. She fixes that rishta, and then she's having a weird affair with Varun at the end, which also is just like, it just comes from nowhere and goes nowhere. Namit Das is in the Monsoon Wedding play, and he's also a theatre actor. There's Gagan Devriyar, who I've seen him in multiple plays, and he plays Pran, the Aman's older brother, the most stoic character. All right, so let's see more comments. Mansi Multani would have been a better Lata. No, I don't think there was anything wrong with Lata. I thought Lata was very, very good. No complaints. No complaints there at all. Okay, so now let's go to the only episode that is not directed by Mira Nair, at least according to the Wikipedia page, and don't quote me on this. This has been directed by Shimit Amin. The screenplay disjointedness really began to irk me here in the fourth episode. There was just too much movement happening from one place to the other, to the third, to the fourth. And it just couldn't capture my attention, because when you begin to focus on one thing, immediately the narrative shifts to something else. Now, this is the episode, though, where Maan and Firoz get confronted by a mob, and it is just such an excellent scene, am I right? Where Maan defends his friend, and they run and they try to get away from the mob. It's such a wonderful scene, and it's also really sad, because it's something that could happen today. The show is set in the 50s, but that scene could happen today, right? It was an awesome scene, Pokraj. I agree with you. Oh, hi, Dheeraj. That's so nice. You're watching from Spain. That is cute. That is very cute. Yeah, Wahab, I agree. Lata is very adorable. Lata is very, very adorable in this scene. All right. देखते हैं अभी क्या चल रहा है और हाँ जी, नहीं एक्टर तो सारे बहुत अच्छे हैं यार, एक्टर तो सारे ही बहुत अच्छे हैं पलक. Okay, Pokhraj is expressing some desires here. But yeah, the scene of the season, every season has one scene that you kind of leave with. Like I was talking about in Scam, the scene is when Bhushan has a meltdown. Here it is when Maan defends Firoz from the mob. Maybe I just like angry people and angry performances. All right. Now this was episode 4, and yeah, there's also a baby. So that's kind of nice. Also, like, how annoying was this scene, yeah? When the sisters turn up from Calcutta and they're cooing and talking in a sing-song voice and they're talking to the baby. It's just, oh my goodness. Do not do this to me. Firoz did look like he was a Nawab's son, right? He's so like royal. All right, so the next episode is episode number 5, the second last episode. More Saeeda and Tasneem drama, please. Yes. Now, this relationship, when it is revealed, and big spoilers here, that's why I need to ticker laga diya. This is a spoiler shot. This relationship, when it's revealed, who is Saeeda, who is Tasneem, and what is their real relationship, that is frankly the first time I am actually actively invested in somebody's personal life and I want to know more about what happened here. And then you find out what happened and whose daughter she is and how she cannot be in love with Firoz because it's incestuous. Oh my goodness, so great. And that is attributed to the writing of the book, I guess. And Namit Das. Okay, so Namit Das really shines in this episode. This is where he gets pissed off and like leaves. And then I think the Christmas dinner had happened right before that, and you really see his range as an actor. Those cliched words, huh? You really see his range as an actor. Oh my god. But I think Namit Das was fabulous in this episode. Sorry, I just joined, so I don't know if I missed this, but have we discussed the homoerotic undercurrents between Maan and Firoz? We have not come to that. We're just kind of going episode by episode, and then we're going to come to all the questions that I have. Okay. What does the parrot symbolize? No, wait. Sarthak. Wait. Parrot, I guess, Kaid mein hai bulbul, I guess. Just a caged bird. A caged bird, maybe. Yeah, and also this episode 5 is when it really truly gets dramatic. Like Maan stabs Firoz, and it's just a great episode with some great acting performances from all the people, Tabu and Ishaan Khatter, and everybody, just dramatic, very cool. Do you think the main conflict should have come a little early so that we get more drama, so we spend more time in the court case? See, that's the thing, Kunal. I didn't feel like there was any conflict only because it just kept moving from person to person, from episode to episode. The overarching, except maybe a conflict that I saw brewing was Maan and Saeeda's relationship. There was nothing that would, that kind of had an overarching this thing. I don't know. The parrot was actually gifted by the Arabic teacher played by Vijay Varma to Tasneem. It's there in the book. It's not in the show. Aa jao ji. Last episode pe aa jao. Wait, it's over? When the last episode ends, you're like, what? What happened? I do not agree with her choice. If I had to pick from the 3 people, if I were Lata, I would have picked the poet because he seems like the least of all evils. Like the first guy, Kabir Durrani, was very cute, but he clearly had like anger issues. Because you remember that scene when he grabs her in the library? So not him, not Haresh, because Haresh was just clearly an obsessive. When he realizes that this is the woman he wants to be with, he puts her picture on his desk. It makes you think that what happened to Simran, that girl that he was in love with who left him or whatever, he also had a picture of her. How quickly he's fallen in love with Lata. What had happened there? Had he gotten too obsessive with the previous girl and then she left him? So I would not have picked Haresh. I would have picked Amit because he's a poet. He seemed harmless. Least of all evil. So I didn't agree with that. Happy to see Firoz alive. He made it, even though he was stabbed quite badly and very brutally. But he made it, which made me quite happy. And Lata's brother, yeah, with the accent. Like he needs 1 slap per episode. Team Amit, Shri Lakshmi. Ji, bilkul, Team Amit. लता का वो जो ब्रिटिश वाला भाई है यार, जो ऐसे एक्सेंट में बोलता है, उसको तो हर एपिसोड में 2 थप्पड़ जड़ने चाहिए, तो स्टार्टिंग में और एक एंड में. Not just because of that phony British accent, which actually felt like the only character whose accent was justified, because this is like 3 years after India's gotten independence and this guy is still in a colonial hangover and they don't seem like they want to vote or participate in democracy or anything. So he has this phony accent because he's a phony character, which is fine. Very disappointed with the way the series ended. They just got on the train and dhakka lagta hai and they hug and the train goes away, and it just left so many unanswered questions. There was no catharsis. I didn't feel like I got any resolution. Kabir Durrani for the win. I mean, he's very cute, but he has anger issues, and I wouldn't want to root for a boy who like grabs a woman like that. Like for instance, okay, so you see the scene here where Lata's mother, Mrs. Mehra, she gets the medallions back, right? The jeweler is like, ये लो, मैंने इसके earrings तो बनाए ही नहीं, आप ये ले लीजिए. And she takes them back, and that scene like comes for a few seconds and it goes away. I was just like, what? This is a really big moment. I needed to have more emotion and needed to kind of have more involvement with the characters, and for me to feel how happy she is that her stuff has come back to her. That did not happen. Okay, I'm gonna block this person who just said something mean. Blocked. Okay. What did the monkey at the end signify? I do not know, man, Manisha. I do not know. Was it that this is like not the circus? Everyone's just, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, guys, I will watch a Queen's Gambit. That's the next one. Okay. Did the arc about Meenakshi's marriage and her affair have a closure? No. Okay. So now let us come to, now that Apoorv has raised this question. Yeah, no, I know. Monkey means business? Okay. I have unanswered questions. Okay. Let's go. Are we allowed to ship Maan and Firoz? All right. Let me see you in the comments. I'm going to pin all the comments that are shipping Maan and Firoz. Let's go. Come at me. Yes, many people have pointed out the first scene and last scene, and the petal on the shoulder, and the scene where they're like literally lying on top of each other, they're in bed, or they're hugging, or they're holding. And oh my god, that scene when Maan is in a bathtub and Firoz is just standing so comfortably in the bathroom, like he's seen this happen before, and it's completely normal for them to be naked around each other. It is tender, it is sweet, and that is the love I wanted to see. I wanted to explore that. I don't know how many of you have read the book. I haven't read the book, and I don't know if it happens in the book a little bit, but it was so refreshing to see two of the lead characters kind of giving each other these kind of eyes, and I just really wish that the show had spelled it out a little bit more, explored it a little bit more. Yeah, no, I wanted to see that too. Okay, let's see. To a previous question, Shambhabi saying Lata feeding the monkey was there in the beginning as well. Was it something around her just holding on to her own self throughout all of this? I don't know. Maybe it's saying that she is where she started. She's back where she started. Ship Manos. Oh, Maan and Firoz is Manos. Yeah, no, I agree, Raza. I think the series would have been better if it had been in Hindi or Urdu, or mix of Hindi and Urdu, and not accented English. Thank you, Vivek. That's kind of you. Vivek Tajuja saying there should just be a spin-off series on Meenakshi's life and nothing else. Meenakshi's life? But like in the show, we don't see any of Meenakshi, man. We just see like the surface level annoying person who's only in their lives to show how annoying a woman who just can be. Sure, maybe we should have explored that a little bit more. I don't know. But yeah, if there's a spin-off series on Meenakshi's life, I'll watch. Shahana Goswami is a fabulous actor. I'll watch that. I ship Maan and Firoz. We're shipping Maan and Firoz. All right, so we have an explanation of what the monkey in the book is. The monkey in the book is a recurring character whom Lata talks to frequently. They've kept elements from the book but not justified. See, now how the F am I supposed to know that? I've not read the book, Mia. I don't know what the monkeys are there for. Like, for instance, I was just told that the parrot was gifted by... what is Bashir's Vijay Varma's character's name? I forget. He had gifted the parrot. I don't know that. Maan and Firoz is Manos or Fian. Okay, Manoj. That's right. All right. So Tejasvi. Oh God, I have too many comments. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, I know. I just wish that they had. It's kind of like. I mean, okay, it's better than J.K. Rowling later revealing that Dumbledore was gay. Well, miss, if he was gay, it would have been nice to have some gay representation in the book. So it's better than that because there is, definite homoeroticness in the series, and that's nice to see. I wish that there was a little bit more, little bit more. Ah. All right, you guys. Uh, wow, Vivek, thanks for your generosity. Do you think everything is getting attributed to the period in which the series is set? The 50s was like that, only kind of behavior is the kind of easy way out. Yes and no. I mean, I get the accents. I get the accented English, but the actors have tried to put on those accents, right? It's an actual deliberate effort, and I trust Mira Nair and Shimit Amin to know what they're doing when they get the actors to talk that way. But no, it is not. A good enough reason that ये तो 50s में है 50s में ऐसा ही होता था मतलब 50s में अगर ऐसा ही होता था that doesn't mean that I don't get an entertaining show to watch now. 50s में जैसा भी होता था but you're showing it to me now. I'm not enjoying this. Palak is saying, I keep asking this, but why did Maan stab Firoz? He's just seemed drunk or angry, attack his bestie. Because Maan has anger issues, yeah. Maan is like clinically, like something's wrong with him. He's very unstable. That's his character. That's been his character from the first episode. He's very, very unstable. Okay, so now we're saying that we would have liked to see more of Kabir's backstory, for example, with his mother and his absent father, etc. Oh my God. So this is my next unanswered question. Sheba Chadda is such a fabulous performer. She gets one scene in the series where you go and you meet her and you realize that the partition has scarred her so much. She's probably seen all kinds of horrors unfold in front of her eyes that she's not quite there anymore. She doesn't know where she is. She doesn't recognize her own son. And she's never shown again because it's such a powerful scene, such a great scene when Kabir Durrani goes and meets his mother. But then, later on, maybe when his heart was broken, maybe he could have gone back to his mother then. We could have seen a little glimpse of them sitting together and watching the sun go down or like eating something together. I don't know, but we needed it. That needed a little bit closure, which never came, which was really, really unfortunate. And I think that is the next thing that I'm actually really upset about, that Kabir's mother was just introduced for the heck of what? For the heck of what? Now, here also a lot of people were saying, let's take some more comments. Shiva Chadha was busy with Bandish Bandits. I don't know if that's what happened. No, Kunal. I mean, see, you are looking at it from your point of view. I thought that he had anger issues throughout the show. Proper anger issues. Okay, so I have more unanswered questions, which I'm going to come to, but also, so a lot of people have said that Saeeda also didn't get closure, which I understand because Saeeda's character Tabu is an untethered character. She doesn't belong to anybody and nothing belongs to her. She doesn't have any roots. She has one family who she's hidden away from the world, her daughter, Tasneem. And the fact that she just vanishes at the end and you just hear it in voiceover that Saeeda is probably never going to meet me again, that works because she, like I said, doesn't owe anybody anything. That's her character. You did not need to give her closure, and that totally works out. But my other questions are, what was Rasheed's contribution to the larger story, Vijay Varma's character? Sure, great actor, excellent performance. But when you see a character in a series or in a show or anything that you're watching in a movie, and you see them devolve into a state of insanity, then you're supposed to feel a little kind of catharsis or a little empathy with this character who's been suppressed and repressed their whole lives, and suddenly now when their emotions have burst forward, they're uncontrollable. This character doesn't know what to do with their emotions and their feelings, and they go insane because they just cannot control it anymore, and they've been suppressed so much. It's kind of like I'm forgetting the analogy, never mind. But if this character had been taken out of the series, and I'm not talking about the book, I do not know how this plays out in book in relation with all the other characters, but if Vijay Varma's character had been taken out of the series, and Vijay, this is nothing against you, I love you, you're amazing, great actor. But if this character had been taken entirely out, this whole kind of story had been taken entirely out, and some things worked around with the village and things, would it have made that much of a difference. He falls in love with Tasneem and then loses his mind and suddenly he's dead. I felt nothing. I felt nothing for this guy. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Pokhraj says that Rasheed needed more time. Apur, yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but there's a reason why this book is an epic. But in the series, it just did not work. Okay. Right? Only relatable mom. We all know some auntie who isn't as over the top like Lata's mom, but is more subtle and low-key. And Sarthak, whenever Mrs. Kapoor is sad and upset and is having a tough time, she starts talking with her husband in Hindi. Then she switches back to English. It was just kind of really random, man. Really random. Okay, now I have a third unanswered question, and are you guys ready for this? Has anyone checked on Randeep Hooda? I do not even remember what the name of his character was. He comes in 2 scenes or 3 scenes. And what was the point of casting Randeep Hooda for those scenes? I don't understand. Sure, it's nice when big name actors just appear for short appearances. But it was a highly unimpactful character. That storyline does not get a closure at all, except to show that Meenakshi is promiscuous and she's having an extramarital affair. Probably her husband is having an extramarital affair too. Maybe they're in an open marriage. Who knows? But has anybody checked on him? Is he doing okay? Yeah, I agree. Nitin agrees with me. Well, Mahmood, I wouldn't say that he was wasted. I think, no acting performance is a wasted acting performance. I just wish that they had tied up that story also. There's all these stories that were just not tied up at all. Yeah, Randeep Hooda was there for abs, Vidushi. I agree with you. Yeah, same with Shiva Chadda's character. She's so good, so good. And I'm not ruining the length of her role. I'm just ruining the lack of closure for the character. That's it. Yeah, maybe that happens in the book. Who knows? All right, my next unanswered question is, how did Varun become an IS officer? Now, I need to hear from you guys. What happens? Because in one moment, you're hearing that this Varun is a good for nothing drunk who comes home singing Bollywood songs. And like the next episode, he's an IS officer. Suddenly, he's cracked the exams, he's kicked his alcoholism, he's turned over a new leaf, he's suddenly grown up. I don't know how old he's supposed to be in the show. And he suddenly becomes an IS officer. I don't know. Does anybody know how this works out in the book? Because this is another unanswered question, which I was just like, I'm so disappointed right now. All he does is listen to KL Sehgal and dance and annoy his family, and then suddenly he's an IS officer. I don't know. So anyway, you guys, these are some of the questions that I had about the show, and something that was upsetting, all the things that I wish I had more answers for. Because like I said, the acting performances is so good, the art is on point. Why this show was reduced to 6 episodes and why there are so many things left unanswered, I have to say I'm very disappointed in A Suitable Boy. And that's all I have to say about the show. I do not have a whole lot of insights. I do not have a whole lot to share. Maybe it's because I haven't read the book. But if you guys are on my channel, thank you so much for watching all of this. Thank you for being here for like 33, 34 minutes. And do subscribe, do like, do share. I have a whole lot of other stuff coming up. I have interviews coming up with actors. That's right. I'm starting interviews with actors. So you're going to see that. I have more with my collaboration with Vinit Masram Cinema Beyond Entertainment. There's more conversations on Paul Thomas Anderson. Have you guys watched that video, the one I did with PTA? If you have, let me know in the comments right now. I'm going to read them out. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you, Abhirup. There should have been more episodes. But hey, I have more episodes and I'm going to be showing you more episodes of more content that I have. You would watch the show for Tabu and Ram Kapoor. Noel really disliked the show. interview with Super Gullu. I do not know. Maybe I should text him and ask if he's going to agree to come to my channel. Love the guzzles. Nitin is saying yes. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so that's it. My name is Sucharita. This is my channel, and I really, really hope that you keep coming back and subscribe and tell more people about the amazing free content that I'm doing. And subscribe, okay? Just subscribe. Or okay, fine. If you don't want to subscribe, just like this video, because when you like this video, the chances of it showing up in a YouTube algorithm are higher. So just like and comment, okay? Amir Bashir, another great actor. So hot, so good. Next up, Queen's Gambit. Yes, also. Okay, Avantika. Thanks. Bye.